Gregor. Very nice to have you here.
Hi.
And
Nice to meet you.
thank you for having some time for this conversation. So I made a couple of those discussions around with different companies, and we are just trying to understand where the industry is going to and what are the trends and so on. So I'm very happy to have you here. But first of all, maybe you could introduce yourself and your company to our audience.
Yes, for sure. So first of all, thanks for having me. So Rose Krieger is a medium-sized company. So we are, as we see ourselves, a leading company in terms of manufacturing of products as well as systems and solutions for automation industry. We have a huge portfolio of more than 6,000 catalog products, a profile system, like competitors of ours, Eaton, Bosch, Rexroth, for example. We have clamping technology, mounting technology tool set. We have then a huge portfolio in terms of linear actuators, linear axis, from let's say manual driven ones up to high dynamic linear axis, and out of lifting columns and electric cylinders as well in this actuator field. And then let's say out of these three areas we are able to provide solutions and build up systems for our clients. So we are belonging to a Swiss group of companies. So Rose Krieger has 300 employees in Germany, 500 worldwide, and the Phoenix Mecano Group we are belonging to is a Swiss stock-listed company with 8,500 employees.
Okay, so actually you will be the right person to ask my next question.
Okay.
Because what we are seeing in the food and beverage industry especially is that the adoption of this kind of automated processes is speeding up. Yeah. So we see that this kind of manufacturing companies are investing more and more in the automation. Mm-hmm. So do you identify any reasons behind it? And do you see any trends why this is happening?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, and I can fully agree. What you are saying, that's what we are also discovering in the market. There is definitely still, first of all, a need for high efficient production. Luckily, we still are strong, even in Europe, but also worldwide industry production needs to be efficient and needs to become more efficient. Yeah, so this has something to do with the demographic factor. It's in industrialized companies not so easy to get qualified personnel and topics like this. On the other hand side, when we look into consumer behavior, it's more and more the direction of, let's say, high variance, low volume production topics, and this needs more flexibility. But then on the same hand, you still are you coming closer to something in between manual assembly, for example, and robotic assisted assembly towards, let's say, full automated lines, which you need for low variance, high volume production, for example. So this trend to smaller lot sizes, to more individualized products is a global trend, and production technology and automation needs to follow this, and these are strong drivers. Yeah. Then the other things like digitalization, sustainability factors, also strong words, but there is a lot of it behind, when we think about our private lives, we all have, let's say, digital channels where we order our products. So this is more and more sweeping over into also the industrial world. So digital touchpoints, to make it easy for the client to buy, and this means that also our products and solutions need to follow these trends and need to fit to the expectations there. So this drives a lot the topic of, for example, collaborative robotics. We as Rose Krieger are also strong in producing workbenches with assistance systems, also in close cooperation with Mitsubishi. And we see in the last couple of months, and let's say since the pandemic, even a much stronger demand for a new production and assembly line setups.
Mm-hmm. This is actually related to my next question. Mm-hmm. So what you said is that we have consumer who is changing. This drives the need for innovation in the manufacturing companies. Right. And of course, if they want to stay in the race, they need to also create a demand to you, right? So I'd like to understand, how do you approach R&D, or even more broadly, innovation in your company? Because I assume you are constantly being asked to innovate to fulfill this new demand from customers. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And we in Rose Krieger, we are strong in providing customized solutions. So we have a very strong binding and a very strong interaction between our clients and us. And therefore, we are very trained to, let's say, really listen to the needs and to the requirements of the customer. So that's one side. Our sales force, our business development is asked and eager to learn from our customers what the needs are, and to turn this into solutions internally. On the other hand side, our product management is also for sure constantly on the way to bring up new things which then might be interested for the market. So we have an approach from both sides, customer side, which is even more important, but also, let's say, our internal ideas, which we highlight, present to the client base, and then check if they are interested, and if these could become interesting solutions for the future.
Okay, so we are actually standing in front of quite interesting solution of yours, and this is also an example of innovation that we were just talking about. So could you give us a very brief overview of what this system is?
Yeah. So here we are talking about we call it LTS, Linear Transportation System, which is in the end an idea which is coming up from one of our daughter companies a couple of years ago. And it was really a talk between Hartmut Pütz, Mitsubishi Electric and guys on our side, discussion, and then the idea, shouldn't something be done in the respect of automated commissioning? And automated commissioning in the sense of, especially with drive to food and beverage industries, where we now have developed a system which is a rail-based system and has some unique selling points. So we, compared to other systems, we can drive at speeds up to 4 meters per second, which is quite something. And this with loads up to 25 kilos at least. So this is, as we are sure, a unique thing which nobody else is able to offer. And then the other hand side, we developed a digital twin for configuration. It's a real-time link with servo systems. And this system is able to really, enables the customer to really configure a whole line, and then to automate the commissioning process, which is in many cases still be done manually, also in food and beverage technologies. And we are really convinced that this is something which which has a good chance to be marketed and to really bring more efficiency in commissioning processes.
And I'd say that this system is the answer to what you mentioned about this mass customization demand, right? So it helps customers to create this mass customization type of applications, right?
Right. It should be able to have high flexibility, high variance, which can be then applied. Another interesting thing is the software solution. I mean, there's quite an intelligence in these carriages, so they find the most efficient way, and they are finding themselves the most efficient way to through the track. So this, as we see it here, is the first prototype, and now we are about to industrialize it, bring it to an industrial standard, which will be ready by end of the year. And then in the end, it should be kind of a modular system where the clients can configure by digital twin and then set up their loop, buying, let's say, the single modules out of it.
Gregor, the last point that I'd like you to make, that's the question that I ask actually a couple of times today. What is your number one advice for manufacturing companies these days?
Number one advice for manufacturing companies. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's still and again, we as bringing customized solution, listen to your client base, yeah. And for sure, all the trends, take it serious, digitalize, get sustainable, and also get fast in terms of the international business. I mean, we as with a strong European footprint really are working on this. Agile project management is make it easy for the client to buy. This goes strongly along with digitalization and digital touch points for the clients.
Okay, thank you for this. It was a pleasure.
Okay, thank you very much for having me.